back to our podcast, Project Positive. We hope everybody's having an outstanding day, had a great week last week. We appreciate everybody showing love.
Before we start, today gonna be a good day.
Today gonna be a good day. This week gonna be a great week. Everything that you prayed for and hope for is gonna multiply in abundance for you. I hope so. We got a special guest, our boy, family to us, family to me.
Yeah, introduce me though.
Mr. Him himself. Trey Chisholm, go ahead and say what's up to the people, man.
Man, you know, my boys let me on Project Positive. I'm here to spread some good words, some good message, man. I hope y'all having a good day, man.
Tell people about yourself, where you from, what's your background?
I'm Trey Chisholm. I'm born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas. Shit, you know. I played a little ball growing up, you know, something slight, nothing major. Just graduated college not too long ago. I got my BS in emergency management. I'm residing in California right now, San Francisco. Man, life is good. I can't complain, to be honest. Come on, man. Let's get the podcast popping, man. Come on.
I'm glad that you're doing good, my boy. Shout out to Jocelyn Warren with the comment of saying, I really love what y'all doing, and I hope to see more content. There's a lot of work. There's a lot in the world that can bring people down, especially going on lately. Maybe y'all can further discuss a few different ways of keeping your energy positive when you're not really feeling very positive. Everything seems so overwhelming. Personally, that's something I struggle with heavy. Great video. Thank you so much for the comment. We really took that in consideration because that's a big thing out here in this world. So we felt like that would be a good topic to talk about. So thank you for that. The topic that we want to discuss today is different ways to stay positive. There's multiple ways you can stay positive. In a lot of situations in life, it's kind of hard to, depending on like what happened. But it's always, like I said before, despite how you feel, you can always choose how you act. So first thing we want to talk about, we got three main topics, but the first thing we want to start off with the subtopic is control what you see. I feel like that's a big thing whenever it comes to being positive and staying positive. If all you seeing is negative comments, negative thoughts of other people, it's going to affect you somehow. It may not affect you at that second, but later down on the road, you're going to think about that comment somebody said or what somebody said to you before, and it's going to make you react a certain way and put that same type of energy out. So I feel like controlling what you see, change up your whole scenario of your social media, areas that you go to in life around your community, little stuff like that. The more you change it and the more positive you see, the more positive energy you're gonna basically put back out. So if it's something on social media like Instagram, I know Instagram and Twitter is a big thing because it's a lot of negativity that can go out there. People just be speaking their mind, posting whatever, just to get likes and just to get attention. And it's like if you first step for that, I feel like just unfollow it. If you take the time to go down your feed, and if you see something that bothers you, or you don't want to see it no more, just unfollow it, block it, do whatever you can, because you controlling what you see and you trying to do better for yourself.
I mean, I do feel like what you see plays a big part in like how you feel staying, positive, because it's crazy that like everything in this world like that goes on, including like, the killings and stuff like that, they try to push that out a lot so we can see that, to make us, always watching our back and, worry about, what's going on around us and stuff like that.
Go back on that. I do feel like it's crazy how social media has changed a lot, because back then, like when Twitter and Instagram was first going on, when you post something very sensitive, Instagram and Twitter be quick to take it off and be like, this is not viewer discretion, this is not PG 13 or whatever. And it's like now, since like COVID and stuff done happened and a lot of world chaos is going on, it's like they're trying to promote that more now. It's like people are more freely to post whatever. So it's like, no matter how negative it is, like, you're free to post it.
And it's crazy because most things that you see on social media and like TV is like, it's negative. It's never, you rarely see some, you know, positive that goes on in the world. But I noticed. That's why you really gotta watch, you know, what you tune into, you know, people you follow on social media and stuff like that.
And there is a such thing as called fake news. That's a big thing. It's a lot of fake news that go out there just to grab attention, just to get a click on it, just to get a like, just for somebody to get views on it. So be careful of what you watch. Be careful of what you see, because that can really affect you.
I learned in my personal experience. I'm just gonna use me for an example. Like coming and growing up in Little Rock, controlling what I see. When I shifted and I moved away, I had to unfollow over thousands of people. I had to unadd over hundreds of people just because it seemed like everywhere you struggle, but there are different struggles of everywhere. And when you get accustomed to a certain amount of energy, I will go back and look at people's stories, or I will go back and look at, go down my feed, and all I'm seeing is half naked girls, or I'm seeing people smoking, drinking, and I'm like, okay, that's what people do there, but I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to get to something else. So I had to unadd, I had to unfollow, I had to do all of it, because like you said, when you control what you see, at first I felt like it wasn't affecting me because that's what I was accustomed to. But the more and more I stayed out here and the energy that I'm grabbing out here, I'm like, man, like it wasn't affecting me in that moment, like you said, but deep down the line, I'm like, man, I'm missing out on something. Like, man, why can't I do that? Like it gave me a nod or a push or a nudge to try to do that. But I'm like, no, I'm on a different wave. I'm on a different link. So I feel like, to drive home your point, it doesn't affect you in the short term like you would think it does, but in the long term of things, in the long spectrum looking out, it deteriorates you very slowly. It comes back very, very slowly, and it does turn on you. So you should eliminate that as quick as possible, because it will erode you. It will try to erode you in the long run.
Another thing that can help you stay positive in different ways is self-talk. I feel like self-talk, everybody needs self-talk, because words of affirmation is a big thing, regardless if it's from yourself or people around you. And at the end of the day, what you say to yourself, you talk to yourself more than you think you do on a daily basis. Like, in your conscious right now as we speak, you're talking to yourself. You're thinking about something. You're saying something to yourself. It could be something funny. It can be something bad. It don't matter. So self-talk, positive self-talk is a great thing to do. I always start off my morning with like motivational videos, and basically telling myself that I'm gonna be great today. I'm gonna do something that I haven't done yesterday. I'm gonna do more than what I done yesterday. Just little things, like, because the more and more you talk to yourself positive, like in a positive way, the more your body and your mind and your vision is going to expand into walking in that existence that you talk to yourself by. So I feel like a good thing, a good tip, I see my mom do it. She does it a lot around her house. Sticky notes, put them in places where you commonly go in your house. So it's impossible for you to see it. And when you read it, you always walk and talk like that and carry yourself like that, because the more positive talk you put in yourself, the more positive energy you're gonna put out and walk in that vision. So I feel like that's a good thing to start off with if you wanna start off with positive self-talk.
Go off what you said. I feel like self-talk is another one of them big things to stay positive, because you get up in the morning, you gotta go to work, do whatever you wanna do. But one thing that can help you out with that is, you get up saying, it's gonna be a good day, I'm gonna have a positive day. Just programming your mind to, stay positive or whatever.
I'm glad y'all doing something like this, and y'all created this platform for something like this, because my grandma always told me something. She said, people, they'll be happy for you, but don't ever think no one wants it more than you do. Someone can't want it for you. So for y'all to go out and create a platform like this and to use this and to try to positively encourage someone or positively try to push them to motivate them to do well is a good thing, because y'all know where we from, man. It's just not a lot of that. It's not a lot of that, man. It's more, I would definitely say it's 95% negative or 95% pollution to whatever positive you want to put into it, man. So that self-talk, if you don't tell yourself you're gonna do something, no one is gonna do it for you. So I would feel like with the sticky note thing, if you're writing that down and you're putting that down to read it later, you're trying to tell yourself, hey, let's do this, let's be like this, let's think like this, let's have this type of energy. You know what I mean? So I feel like, but the biggest thing I want to drive home is the platform that you guys created to do something like this. Because not many people are going to tell you to go be great for yourself, because no one wants to see you do better than them, you know? So.
And a lot of times when it does come down to positive self-talk, you know, it are some days where you're going to be heavy on yourself, and it's going to be some days where you want your close friends or someone dear to you to help you out with that. So go back to what I said before, check your circle, keep your circle tight, and make sure the people around you always encourage you like you encourage them, because the more and more you do that, the more and more y'all both feed off each other and strive for the same goal and same mindset. So positive self-talk, it doesn't always have to be self-talk. Always make sure the people around you always encourage you also, because your peers affect your life more than you think you do. So
and never be afraid to cut somebody off either. If you fight,
never.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long y'all.
You say never be afraid to cut somebody out. Is that what you said?
Never be afraid.
That's a big thing.
Look, bro. To better yourself, bro, you gotta make sacrifices in life, bro. For real.
That's the only way.
Sacrifices, bro. You do for real.
The more the negative load that you take off yourself, the more you can spread your wings and expand and see new things in the world that you've never seen before. Because it's a lot of situations, it's a lot of circles that I see from my own eyes where it's always that diamond in the rough. It's always a diamond in the rough when it comes to certain cliques and certain groups of people. And you know that person's good, and you know they mean good, they do good, but it's the people around them. You like, man, like I want to see you do more if you just get out that circle that you're in. So it's like it's nothing wrong with cutting off people, because at the end of the day you cut somebody off that you feel like that's not good for you, you're gonna see a whole different version of yourself that you never thought you could tap into. No matter how long the years are.
I 100% agree with that, man. It's quality over quantity, man. Always quality over quantity.
It'd be the same way with families too. That's a big thing too. I feel like.
But to be honest, if you want to be honest, it's harder to cut off a friend than your family. Honestly.
True that, because that's someone that you be around with on a daily basis. So it's like you be around your friends more than you be around your family. Yeah, you be around your family growing up because that's just how it works. You have to be around them, but once you go in the real world, it really depends on your friends. So never be afraid to cut off people, regardless of the situation. Like he said, quality over quantity. Another way to stay positive is control what you do. Always control.
And that's hard. That's hard. Self-control is hard.
Self-control is a huge key when it comes into improving yourself and being positive about things, because a lot of
self-control.
Self-control, control what you do, it go hand in hand. So it's like,
hey, you beat the ego, you do whatever you want to do. No cap.
Ego, boy.
Do whatever you want. The ego.
Boy, the ego. That's
what's so funny. Like, what is she laughing at? What's funny, Chisel?
It's
you getting home, because y'all know, and whoever watched this, if you know me, that ego, man, it's hard. It's hard.
Pride is a hard thing, because it's like
Hey,
you don't want to always feel like somebody can push you over, or you feel like you don't want nobody to play with you a certain way. So it's like, it's kind of hard for you to put that pride aside, not knowing that you putting your pride first is really hurting the people around you also, because you're basically closing them off of them trying to help you do better and try to fix your wrongs. And it's kind of hard to reflect that on certain situations, because everything we do, the first reaction we have is based off emotions and based off what we used to handling situations on our own. So it's like some situations when you know you're in the wrong, but you try to tell yourself, man, I don't need that, bro. I'm good, bro. I can handle myself. I can do this myself. I don't need nobody. It's like you telling yourself that goes back to positive self-talk. You telling yourself that it's gonna make you keep carrying yourself like that, and you can never get out your comfort zone of expanding into a new version of yourself. So, man, ego. Whew, man, I have a lot.
It's tough not to put I first. It's tough not to put me first. It really is. It's tough to try to put someone ahead of you all the time.
What you put out, so
yeah, we definitely in a generation now where it's me. Especially like this year, all I saw on Twitter, Instagram, focus on me. 2021 is all me. Me. But not really noticing that the true essence of life is you gotta give to receive. Put somebody,
you have to give to receive.
Put somebody else before yourself.
Chico, right? That's Chico.
Yeah, I really feel like that's cheat code of life, because the more selfless you are, the more blessings you're gonna see down the road come back to you. Because if you put somebody else before yourself, they're gonna see that. They might not see that at that moment, but the more and more you do it, it's gonna make them reciprocate that energy back to you, because they're gonna be like, man, this man he hasn't been nothing but good to me. Like, how can I not be that same for them? Because it's just like the saying, treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing, because it's like I said, the ego is quick to be like, man, I got myself at the end of the day.
Well, I had to say your environment, because like just that bubble that we were from, like even if you treated somebody how you want to be treated, in our minds it's embedded, like, oh, he's soft, oh, he using me, I can't let him get over on me, I can't let him do this, I can't let him do that. But it's a reverse way of thinking, but that's just the environment that we were brought up in. And until you're out of that bubble, or until you can pull yourself away in a different mental capacity, you don't even realize it. It's just a backwards way of thinking. But that's a normal in some communities, so they don't see it as I'm treating him how he wants to treat me. Growing up, you can't be soft, you can't be nice, you got to be tough all the time, you got to be this, you got to be that, man. It's just a reverse mindset, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, definitely the environment. Like I said, the environment is a big thing, because it's a day and age where you put your feeling, when you really put how you feel out there, how you feel, like happy, mad, or sad, no matter what your feelings are at that moment. A lot of people gonna feel like that you're soft, that you're very vulnerable, but there's nothing wrong with that, because you basically putting your feelings out and how you feel, 100% how you feel out there. That person that say you soft, so what? Let them call you soft, because at the end of the day, somebody in the distance gonna see that, and they gonna come to you with the same type of feelings and everything, and y'all can attract to each other, rather than trying to impress somebody else, trying to be all hard and trying to be this and that, knowing that that's not you. And if you just keep being yourself, 100% yourself, no matter what, that circle, that energy is going to be reciprocated back to you somehow, someday. No matter if it doesn't happen in that moment, that week, that month, it's going to come. It's always going to come, regardless. Always. As long as you stay true to yourself, God is always gonna bless you. Thank you guys for tuning in on today's topic. We really hope that what we said and our perspective of how we feel about the topic can help you in different ways. Always set goals for yourself every day to work on the little things to improve yourself. So like, subscribe, leave topics in the comments that you would like us to discuss about. We really appreciate y'all love and support, and we hope that y'all have a blessed week this week.
And shout out to Trey Chisholm.
My boy, Trey Chisholm, Ski, Nick Hammer, up in the building.
It's Imperial Majesty.
Man, I'm happy to be the first guest. It's an honor, man. Y'all got me as the first guest on there. But for real, like real talk, I want to have a shout out to them though, because just coming where we from, man, it's hard to even start something like this because people judge you. People say, "Oh, what are they doing?" or they doing too much or something like that. But it's hard to step out on a whim by yourself, you know. So you can't do anything but respect that. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to Tobias. Shout out to Tyrell, man. Project Positive, man. Getting it off the ground, 2021, man.
Appreciate y'all. All right.
Peace signing out.